Good morning, you two. It's Miss Cotterill here. I hope you're all okay. Now, today we are going to have a go at doing our literacy lesson, and our literacy lesson is going to be all about a book that we have started to read. Now, our first job is we need to warm our brains up, so I would like you to have a go at reading the words on the screen. Just like we do in phonics when we read across the rows, and if you make a mistake, go back to the start of the row. Remember to use your Fred Talk to help you. Okay, so pause the video here and have a go. Once you've read the words, see if you can work out what story we're going to be looking at. Off you go. Okay, let's check. Let's read the words together. You ready? We're going to go across the rows. Grinling, cottage, seagulls, rocks, lighthouse, Mrs, cliffs, Mr, cottage, rocks, seagulls, grinling, cliffs, Mr, lighthouse, Mrs. Well done, everyone. Okay, today we are going to continue to do some work all about the story The Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch, written by Rhonda and David Armitage. Okay, I'm going to read part of the story to you. Okay, so have a listen. You ready? Once there was a lighthouse keeper called Mr. Grinling. At night he lived in a small white cottage perched high on the cliffs. In the daytime he rowed out to his lighthouse on the rocks to clean and polish the light. Mr. Grinling was a most industrious, hard-working lighthouse keeper. Come rain or shine, he tended his light. Sometimes at night, as Mr. Grinling lay sleeping in his warm bed, the ships would toot to tell him that his light was shining brightly and clearly out to sea. Each morning, while Mr. Grinling polished the light, Mrs. Grinling worked in the kitchen of the little white cottage on the cliffs, concocting making a delicious lunch for him. Okay, now that we've heard the first part of the story again, we're going to have a think about suffixes. What is a suffix? What suffix were we looking at last week in literacy? Have a think. Okay, let's see if you remembered. So a suffix is a group of letters that can be added on the end of a root word to slightly change its meaning. So in purple you can see the root word, and the root word is walk. And then they've added a suffix. They've added 3 letters. They've added the ing suffix to make a new word, and the new word that they've made is walking. Can you remember what suffix we were looking at? Well done, that's right, we were looking at the ed suffix, and we know that you can add the ed suffix onto the end of verbs to show that something has already happened. We know that the ed suffix can either make a t sound, like in looked, or the d sound, like in played. Okay? Okay, I now would like you to be super suffix spotters. So you will need in a moment to pause the video so you've got time to do it. Okay, and you will need to use your Fred Talk to help you read the text. Now I know you can all do this, okay, because there are lots of sounds in this text that you can read, okay. So I would like you to read the text and see if you can spot any words with the ed suffix. Once you've spotted a word with the ed suffix, I would like you to write it on a piece of paper. Okay, pause the video here and have a go. Okay, let's see if you spotted them all. There were 7 in the text, so they were called, lived, perched, rode, tended, polished and worked. So well done if you spotted those. If you did, give yourself a tiny tick. Well done, everyone. Let's find out what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so today we're going to have a look at another suffix. So our target is I can add suffixes to spell longer words. So to do this, we are going to have to understand what a suffix is, to be able to read some common suffixes, to understand how to add a suffix to a word, and to add the correct suffix to spell a longer word. Let's find out what suffix we are going to have a look at today. Okay, today we're going to look at the ly suffix, and the ly suffix makes a ly sound. So we can add the ly suffix to words to make a sentence more interesting. And these words are called adverbs. So for example, I've got a sentence. The brown fox ran quickly. Okay, now I could just write the brown fox ran, but to make the sentence more interesting, I've added quickly on the end, which is an adverb, and then the ly suffix, because it could just say quick. But we've added the ly suffix, which makes a ly sound, quickly, on the end. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Jack quietly walked down the corridor. So you can say the word quiet with the ly suffix, the ly sound, quietly. Okay, that's been added into the sentence. Okay, in a moment I'd like you to pause the video and I would like to have a go at reading the sentence below from the Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch and see if you can spot any words with the ly suffix. Okay, remember it makes a ly sound. Use your thread talk to help you read the sentence. Off you go. Okay, you should have spotted the word brightly in the text because we've got the word bright and then I've added the ly suffix on the end to say brightly. Okay, so well done if you spotted that. Okay, so your job is to add a suffix to spell a longer word. So you can see in blue that I've got a list of words. And the first word, I'm going to use my phonics to help me, is careful. Careful. So I'm going to use my sheet of paper and I'm going to have a go at writing the word careful. Okay, so full. Okay, now I need to decide which suffix I need to add to make a longer word. Do I add the ed suffix or do I add the ly suffix? Let's have a think. Careful. Careful. If I added the ed, careful. I'm not sure careful is a word. If I add the ly suffix, the ly sound, carefully. It must be the ly suffix on the end to make a longer word. So I'm going to draw a little arrow and then I'm going to write careful with the correct suffix, and I know it's the ly suffix. I'm going to write care. Full. And then I know I also need to add the ly suffix on the end to make the new word, to make the longer word carefully. Okay. So on your piece of paper, I would like to have a go at writing down the words and choosing either the ed or the ly suffix to add onto the end of them to make a longer word. Pause the video here so you've got time to do this. Okay, let's check. So you needed to add the ly suffix or the ed suffix to the words to make sense. Okay, so we did careful and carefully together, so you can give a tiny tick for that. The next one, clean, clean. Now I either needed to add the ly suffix, the ly, or the ed suffix. Now we don't say cleanly, or do we say cleaned? We say cleaned, don't we? So you should have added the ed. So if you have, give it a tick. If you haven't, please change it. Next one, polish. Don't say polishly, we say polished, don't we? So we know it's the ed suffix. So well done if you got that right. The next one, the root word is sad. Now we know sadly would make it correct with the ly suffix on the end. Well done, everyone. I know this is tricky, so we'll keep practicing it. The next word, cheer. Cheer. Do we say cheerly or cheered? We say cheered, don't we? The boy cheered. So the ed suffix should have been what you added onto the end of cheer. So well done if you got that right. The next one, pack. Mrs. Gwynlyn packed Mr. Gwynlyn's lunch. What suffix did I add on the end? Well done, you're right. I added the ed suffix, even though it sounds like a t, packed. We know the ed suffix can make a t sound. Looked for the next one. And then the last one, bright. Is it bright-haired or brightly? Well done, that's right, it's brightly with the ly suffix on the end. Well done, everyone. Okay, now your job is to write the new words in a sentence. So we've got carefully, cleaned, polished, sadly, cheered, packed, looked, and brightly. So I would like you to write each one in a sentence, remembering your capital letters, finger spaces, and a full stop at the end. But I want your sentence to be to do with the story The Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch. So I think I'm going to do an example first, and the example I'm going to use is cheered. So I'm going to start my sentence with Mr. Gwynlyn cheered when his lunch wasn't eaten by the seagulls. So I need a capital letter. Oh, pen's not working. Capital letters to start. Mr. Gwynlyn. I need a capital letter for Gwynlyn because it's his name. I'm going to do Mr. Gwynlyn cheered because the seagulls didn't eat his lunch. What do I need at the end of my sentence? Well done, that's right. I need a full stop. So you can see here I've used cheered in my sentence. Mr. Gwynlyn cheered because the seagulls did not eat his lunch. Okay, so I would like you to put each new word into a sentence. But I want your sentences to be up to do with the lighthouse keeper's lunch in some way. Okay, so pause the video here so you've got time to do it. Off you go. Okay, let's check. You should have written 8 sentences. So well done if you have. And in each sentence, you need to have one of the words. So carefully, cleaned, polished, sadly, cheered, packed, looked and brightly. So well done if you managed to write a sentence with one of those words in each time. Now let's tick and fix. We are looking for capital letters. So if you've got a capital letter at the start of all your sentences, give it a tick. If you haven't, please change it. If you've used a character's name, you will need to make sure you've also got a capital letter. Okay, and the next job, make sure you've got a full stop at the end of your sentences. But a full stop is a dot, not a football, remember. Okay, so I would like you to check. If you have, give it a tick. If you haven't, please fix it. And the last job is to check for finger spaces. If you've got finger spaces, well done. If you haven't, put a little arrow where the finger space needs to go. Well done, everyone. Okay, well done, Year 2, because you've worked hard to add suffixes to spell longer words. You've understood what a suffix is. You've read some suffixes in a text. You've understood how to add a suffix to a word. You had to add an ed or an ly suffix. So well done. And you chose the correct one to add to spell a longer word. So well done, everyone. If you think you understand suffixes, the ones that we've done so far, I would like you to draw a smiley face on your piece of paper. If you think you're okay but need a little bit more practice, draw a smiley face but not as big as the other one. So the first one is a cheesy grin if you can do it. This one is just a normal smile. And if you think you need a lot more help because you find it really difficult, draw the thinking emoji for me. Well done, Year 2. Now, I would love to see your work, so you can either WhatsApp it to the school mobile, or you can send it to the Year 2 email address, or next week when we're back in school on Tuesday, bring your work with you and I will have a look at the amazing work that you've done. Keep working hard. We're so proud of you. We miss you and we can't wait to see you next week. Well done, everyone. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.